There we go. Well, I tried to go live from my computer, but because I'm in my office, but it didn't want to do it. My hair is kind of funky right now because I just got out of the bath. So I don't know if anybody will jump on, and that's fine because, as you know, this is how I display my information. So I'll just chat with you. I wanted to jump on today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to meal prep this week. And if I meal prep this week, I don't know if I'll be able to film it. My son may be coming home again this weekend, but this time I might have to actually go get him and then drive him back. And it's a 5 to 7 hour drive depending on the roads. So I just am not sure, what that's going to be. But, and I still need to do the dance-a-thon thing. I've been waiting for my back to kind of get to where it needs to be. Plus, like I said, I have to set up a camera because I'm not going to be able to do that live because that would be frightening. So I'm not going to do it live. So that's the other thing is so I want to work out a routine and get a music mix for it. I have a couple ideas in my head. So Nona Grace, I am going to do it, I promise. I'm sorry I didn't get it done last weekend. But that's kind of what's going on. So I wanted to catch you up, guys, though on my results. I told you I had a doctor's appointment yesterday for my adrenal fatigue, and in the thumbnail you'll see my graph that actually shows. So here it is. Kind of looks kind of rough. So this is what the graph is right here. These black dots are my results. So green is where you want to be. Yellow is not great. Pink would be really bad. Blue would be really bad. This is kind of where I am. So I'm in the not great mode. And if you read, I don't know if you can read that or not, but it basically says that I'm in phase 2 adrenal fatigue. So what does that mean? What that means for me is that when I wake up in the morning, I'm not getting that full rush of cortisol that you're supposed to get. So normally in the morning when you get up, and what kind of gets you going is your adrenaline spikes, your cortisol spikes. And then throughout the day, it slowly comes down, which my graph does come down. So at least the graph is correct. Some people, they'll be backwards, right? They'll like wake up and then they get more cortisol throughout the day, which is not optimal either, right? So at least my graph is sloping, so that's good. But because it's not where it's supposed to be, like it's never, and it just keeps going down. So, my morning and my noon, lunchtime or whatever, the afternoons, I just don't have that extra peck in my step that I'm supposed to have. So a few things with that. Number one, which I had already done, was cut caffeine. So if you guys have been following me for a while, I cut caffeine a long time ago. I was having caffeine like once or twice a week just to help me get through my days that I work both jobs. But I think it was about a month ago. I think it was either right around Christmas or right after Christmas. I actually started noticing that the days after I had the caffeine were the days that I just felt miserable. Those were the days I had the hardest time coming back. And it wasn't that I was craving the caffeine, but now it makes sense because if my adrenals were basically being really overtaxed the day before, and they're already having a hard time, then they're going to take longer to assimilate. And because I was having that caffeine usually, not always, but usually kind of spaced out too, it's basically kind of like getting back to normal for what my body was and then zeroing out. And again, I'm sorry for the lighting in here. It's kind of yellowy. So if I look really pale or weird, it's just the lighting in here. I haven't turned yellow, I promise. So, the other thing that we are going to do is she gave me this supplement to take. Well, she didn't give it to me. I had to buy it. It's kind of expensive. I'm not going to lie. But you can find these products. I know you can find this brand on Amazon. I don't know what it costs on Amazon. I might look that up. I think it cost me $60. It's got 120 capsules in it, and she wants me to take one in the morning and one in the afternoon. I've only taken it as of today, and I will tell you, I did notice a difference just immediately. The other thing, though, let me kind of backs up a little bit. As you guys know, I've been fighting with this hypothyroidism, which has been a whole thing as well. And the last time I went in to see her, she changed my thyroid medication from the levothyroxine to Armour desiccated thyroid, which I use Walmart as my pharmacy, so they actually gave me the generic version of that, which is Nature Thyroid. It's NP thyroid. It's still a desiccated thyroid, same principle, idea. And she also upped the dose. So, and again, they don't go level. So, like, I was taking 50 milligrams of levothyroxine, and I think I'm taking a half a grain, I think, maybe is what it's called, of the desiccated thyroid. I don't remember. But they're 90, it's a 90 measurement, and then I split it in half. And that's what I take every morning now. And today's has been 3 weeks, or yesterday was 3 weeks, and I just noticed over the weekend, like, my mood has come back up. I'm not as, like, it's not as much work to get myself back, because I'm normally a pretty happy person. I normally am a high energy person. So for me to just be kind of negative and not want to be around anybody, and I'm not like super social, but I'm usually in between. I'm usually like, I like to be around people. I also like some alone time, but I was getting to where I just wanted to be alone all the time. Everybody irritated me, and I think I hit it pretty well. I guess you could ask my family for sure. But I definitely was struggling with everything, and that's probably the biggest difference I noticed, is that my mood has improved a lot. So there are some other things that I've noticed that I won't go into details here, but yeah, so I'm really happy with this thyroid medication. I'm excited to see what that is. When I went into the naturopathic doctor and told her that I had asked for a desiccated thyroid, but when we retested, what was it? It was 8 weeks. We retested 8 weeks after I first started taking the levothyroxine, and I went from whatever it was, now I don't remember, down to 3.94 on my TSH. Doctor was like, okay, well, you're improved. You're now within normal ranges, so we're not going to change your medication. And when I told her that that was where he was happy with, but I, as I've told you guys, never felt completely better. I got to about 80%, and then it cut off, and then my mood and just my mental clarity, focus, and all that, I think actually was going down, because now that I'm getting better, I'm noticing that, like, oh, you know, there's a lot of other things happening mentally. Like, I can focus a lot more again. I'm just able to stay on task a lot longer again. Just a lot of other things. So that is huge, making sure that the thyroid medication that you have is the correct amount. But anyway, going back to the thing, when she said that it was 3.94, she's like, that may be normal range, but optimal, most people need to be in between 1 and 2. And so she's like, she was like, yeah, you need more help. We need to fix this right away. And that was like, she didn't ask for any more blood work. I didn't get blood drawn right then. She basically took my symptoms and what I was telling her, which I really appreciated, because again, that's how they used to diagnose thyroid issues before they discovered TSH. So we are going to get a full blood work panel, but that's not going to be until April. So the other thing, so with my adrenal fatigue, she wants to know why, like, what happened? Why are you having thyroid issues? Why are you having these fatigue issues? Things like that. What has happened to cause you to have this? So she wants to look at my gut health. So I get to send in a poo sample. That's going to be exciting. Probably not going to YouTube live that one. And when I say probably, I am definitely not going to YouTube live that. that'll be. But I will give you guys the results of what that is. So she's going to look for parasites. I know. I'm like, really? You think I got critter? Ooh, so gross. But she's going to check for that. And then she's also checking for some insensitivities. So with that one, I think I have the box here. She's checking the insensitivity she's going to check for in that is eggs. And what's the other one? I think dairy. Yeah, eggs and milk. You can also check for soy intolerances or IgA insensitivity, but I don't have soy, so we don't need to check for that because I don't ever have soy. I use coconut aminos. I don't use soy sauce, and there's nothing else. I don't use the soy black beans or any of that, so there's no sense in testing for that because I don't use it. She also keeps kind of coming back to the whole celiac thing. But again, I cannot test for celiacs either because I've been gluten-free for 5 years. In order to get an accurate test of celiac disease, you have to have had toast. You have to have like at least one piece of bread, I think, maybe 2 every day for a week. And before keto, I had been gluten-free way before keto, actually. So for about 3 years before keto because I didn't feel well on it. So, and we discussed that I was like, yeah, I'm not willing to eat bread again to test that. So that's fine. No worries there. So that's fine. But some other supplements that I wanted to point out, because on the other page we did do the hormone test as well. So this was the saliva test instead of, I've had the blood, the lab, the blood hormone testing done last year when I initially got diagnosed with the thyroid issue. And these results are different than those. Now, the measurements are totally different because how they measure it is different, so I can't compare it to that. But basically, she was talking about, so my estrogen is actually, or my estradiol is actually within normal ranges. So normal range is anywhere between 1.5 and 7.2. And mine is 1.2. So it's, yeah. Or sorry, the supplementation range is 1.5 to 7.2. So mine is 1.2, so it's fine for my age. My progesterone was actually a little bit low, but she doesn't want to supplement with that right now. We may supplement with it later, but only during days 14 to 28 in my cycle. And then my testosterone was really low. And one of the things that she mentioned when she was looking at my previous blood work, and she's like, well, wow, your testosterone was actually high the last time you had labs. I wonder why. And I was like, well, I was taking DHEA. And I just went and got it. And I was like, you know what? I need, me, I'm like, go big or go home. I'm like, I need as much as possible. So this is 50 milligrams of DHEA. So that made my testosterone go way up, which is interesting. Which is funny because I'd actually asked the doctor, I'm like, could that make my testosterone go higher? And he's like, no. No, that's exactly what it was. DHEA converts directly to testosterone in female bodies typically. So we are going to supplement with DHEA, but this is 50 milligrams. She's going to give me like 1 milligram. So just kind of, I wanted to add that in there to kind of caution you guys to find a doctor to work with. You know me, I do as much research as I can. And this video is going a little bit longer, so I'm going to try to cut this off here quickly. But I do as much research as I possibly can. I read a lot of clinical trials, and still, I am not a doctor. I did not spend that time in school. So when it comes to supplements, especially anything that's going to supplement involving hormones, please, please, please make sure you find a doctor that's going to work with you and get things where they need to be balanced out so you don't get too much and too little and make things worse. So there's my plug on that. That in addition, I had actually bought these and I'd stopped taking them because they had ashwagandha in them. And I thought I was having some issues with the ashwagandha. I thought that's what was making me super sleepy. The naturopath disagrees completely, 100%. She thinks that's just not true. But there's two of these. I got these from Amazon. I think I want to say they were $20 a bottle. They have 60 capsules in each one. But this one is really good because it actually it has L-theanine in it, ashwagandha, lemon balm, 5-HTP, and GABA. It's a mood boost. And then the thyroid support one has your L-tyrosine, ashwagandha, turmeric, iodine, B2, vitamin D, vitamin E, zinc, and selenium. So these are a great supplement too. But like I said, this is what she gave me. I'm taking one of these in the morning and one at night. And they actually have, I don't know if you'll be able to read that or not, but they have bovine focus. They have bovine adrenal in them. So just kind of like the Armor has pig, desiccated thyroid, right? I think it's kind of funny that these are cow. So I'm just going to become an animal, basically. So that's exciting. Might start mooing just randomly at the store. I actually already do that. I'm not going to lie. I'm such a weird person. And I really like cows. I have an obsession with them. So my kids to this day, whenever they see a cow and somebody's like, oh, there's a cow, my kids, they're 21 and 19. They'll still say, oh, yeah, there's a moo cow. It's not cow, it's moo cow. But anyway. All right, so that's kind of the update on the adrenal issues. Cutting out caffeine is super important because you don't want to overtax your adrenals. And then using this to give me a little bit of extra support until we can figure out why and what's happening and getting to the root cause, which is why I am so enjoying going to a naturopath. She's not about just giving me a pill or giving me a magic drug, even though she has prescribed some things to make me feel better. That's not the end. Like, here's this to help. And she even told me, she's like, this is a Band-Aid. This is to help you get over this hump until we figure out why you're having these issues. So I'm excited to be getting better. I hope you guys are having an awesome week. Let me know if you guys have any questions about this. And you can always reach out to me at ketocricket@gmail.com. I'm also on Instagram as ketocricket. So you can DM me there as well. All right, guys, have a great night. Sorry this is a little long, but I hope it was informational and beneficial to you guys.